I'm back again. Just had to, twerk a few things, but all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rukar Kadash. And I'm gonna pretty much continue from where I left off, right? Where, talking about the downfall of this place. Before I go into that, man, I'm gonna say that a good thing, in this truth, man, a very important thing is faith, man, and endurance, So I just gotta put that there. But the lesson, maybe for the spirit, if it comes out, we'll see. So let me go to, where was I gonna go? Right, I was gonna go to Joel. This is the book of Joel. Joel 3 and 1, it says, For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which in the Hebrew there is Yehovah Shaphat, and will plead with them there for my people, and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And pretty much, another name for over there is the Valley of Decision, because you got all this what you're watching in front of you unfold on the television, and stuff like that. Pretty much is it's the televising of these prophecies. The scripture says in the end they shall speak. So, like I was going into the last thing, you got the average people that are probably clubbing and marrying and just talking shit, taking drugs and all these things, bullshitting, trying to make it, when on an actual global level, these nations are on edge for war. You know what I mean? Well, a lot of you people are sitting there. A lot of these nations are on edge for war, and I'm telling you, we're in that time, bro. You got the eagle head boy, Trump, and he's a puppy, and he's pushing that, he's pushing what the prophecies, basically, if anybody against America, they'll get bombed. And that's in the book of Revelations in 13, man. You know what I mean? That's what Esau bombs countries, or gets boots on the ground if they don't want to deal with the petrodollar, they don't want to trade or whatever. And they don't want to deal with the petrodollar, they don't want to, free up, give them their resources. Anyway, he says, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. And these nations all had, when in the transatlantic, these nations, they all had hands in. When we talk about the Edomites, that the earth is given into the hands of wicked ruling this world, you had these Hamite nations, which is like your South Africans, man, like your East Africans, like your Zulus and your South Africans and stuff like that. A lot of them dudes they're Hamites. Even though you got Jake mingled everywhere, so there's gonna be Israelites down there, but they're Hamites, and then you got your Sudanese and your Cushites, like your Somalians and all that. You got all these nations, but anyway, the Hamites. Well, I'll read it. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? okay, and all the coasts of Palestine. So there you got the Hamites, then you got the Arabs. Okay, so you know they had a hand in the captivity of the Israelites. It says, "Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border." Who are the Grecians, bro? You telling me race ain't in the scriptures and all that? Nah, you don't know that. None of that means that, and this ain't history. The Hamites, they rounded up Jakes on like the west coast and all that of the west coast of Africa, the Gold Coast, where the Israelites were, and they gathered them up for Esau. Who the Greeks, bro? Edomites. Okay, they're the Grecians there, and like I said, that proves that we're the Israelites. That proves we're the people of the book. You know, these Edomites ruling, they're not the ones crying about captivity. You're not the spiritual children of Israel that went through the sea with, you know, with Moses and all that. You're not those people, mate. You know, you're just wicked oppressors, man. You guys are, you know, you're the Edomites, man, and you had the Roman Empire, you had the Greek Empire. You know. Because you still get nitwits on the comment board, and you realize that these people, a lot of these people, they're just mad that the truth's coming. That's the truth's out. They're angry at the fact that the truth's out there now, so they try and do all types of manner of things to, you know, to say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, because they're really scared. They're mad. You know, you get these thick numbskulls on the comment boards every now and then, talking crap, mate. It says like trying to negate what you say. He says, "Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and return your recompense upon your own head." So if you're an Edomite or you're one of these other nations, man, it's not going to be too good for you, because the tables are going to turn. And so, like I was talking about the WW3 and then all the stuff that's going to happen, pretty much we're seeing a transition of powers happen in your face. You know, there's going to come a time where the so-called Negroes, the West Indians, the Puerto Ricans, the Native Americans, they're gonna be ruling the earth with crowns on their heads. You know, they're gonna own the best things of the earth. You know, they're gonna be in palaces, castles. You know, that's what's coming, man. You know that, and Esau knows that. He knows that, man. That's why he's fighting tooth and nail for this kingdom, and you people can't see that, because a lot of you people have been indoctrinated by the Illuminati, and I can't put it like that. You know, a lot of you guys, man, you know, you don't know what the hell's going on. You know, you watch a lot of these adverts, and it's just consumerism. They just work, go sleep, buy things, work, go sleep, buy things. Well, these dudes are traveling the world and thinking about world domination and all this stuff that these elites are doing, these globalists. They're doing all these different things where you're just work, sleep, eat, and you're happy with that. Because you're the goyams. Then you're destroying each other. You know, the whole culture of America and the West is destruction. You know, why has America got the most obese people, the most suicide rates? You know, the music's demonic. Most of the music is, you know, evil stuff. You know, a lot of the records talk about being homos or people committing adultery or people killing each other. You know, the system's a mess. You know. "Behold, I will raise them out of the place wherever ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah. Okay, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it." let me get proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, and wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together. Because you know what? Because there's, you got these nations making all these trade deals, but it's getting to a point where, a lot of these nations think that America's ripping them off, or it's just breaking deals, or it's just so these nations, instead of they're making their own deals, but now because America, the thing is America, they're gonna go and mess with Iran, because they ain't stopping. So the big bully, the country is boasts about having the greatest military might in the world, and everybody has to bow to their policies. Well, as I'm reading, you can see that the Heavenly Father is setting it up where they ain't gonna be doing no trades anymore. They're gonna get them weapons out, because it says, "Prepare ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears." So they got that's some missiles, man. Modern day warfare. They're not gonna, even in the military now, the tech that they got is just, you don't want to be out there, mate. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen of other nations. Because the other nations are the heathens, the outer courts. You ain't going to be ruling with Israel in the kingdom, mate, with the Israelites. And gather yourselves together and round about, till they cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get ye down, for the press is full of fats. Overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And, like I said, man, watch the news. It's just war right now. It's just war, man. And that's what it is. And that's what the Lord's got them nations. That's what the Lord's got America over there in the Middle East. You think that they're going to just whip someone's ass and then that was it and stop? No. This is World War III. You had World War I, World War II, and it started. Then all nations have to get involved. That's what's going to happen, man. That's what's going to cause a lot of America's allies to come against them, because it's going to start a global conflict with nukes. And because America's just going to do something stupid, all they do is stupid things anyway. But that represents your kingdom on a whole. Your kingdom, is wicked, man. It's based off lies. Let me jump, since I'm going into World War. There's a lot of scriptures, man. There's Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51 on this war. But what I want to do, and I'm gonna go to. Give me a sec. Right, I'm going to read Revelation 17. I'm going to start from 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings, one hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. So, while this World War III is happening, Yahushua is going to come in the midst of that in the chariots, because pretty much you got these, you got all these, like, how can I put it, these, you got these nations, yeah, and they don't know that, this is the final war that's going to end everything. Now all of a sudden you got Edomite Christians coming out, oh yeah, it's just the book of Revelation and all that. When, look, the times are coming in, like, because the RFID has to be made mandatory, and that's a whole nother thing we've got to keep our eyes on. These people are gonna be, they're gonna be thinking about the Lord in that day, bro. They're gonna be messed up. What's going on? I can't believe this. But you can't say that the men that are teaching this word never come and told you this, because we've been telling you now. They shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and Kings of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. It's fucking America, man. You ain't any Israelites that are living in any part of the beast. You ain't supposed to love it. It's captivity, mate. Because I don't care where you are in the world. If you're Israelites, you're gonna be in the corners, the poor parts of those realms. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So them nations everyone's gonna turn their back on America in this thing, and that's why that's gonna be the place that is gonna be the lake of fire. It's gonna be totally Babylon the Great, which is gonna be totally done in and not built back up, man. That place is in for one. For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast. Until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. That's Babylon. And then Revelation 18 goes into that even more. So like I was saying, pretty much that, this place is out, bro. This place is out of there. And that place is in for one, man. Okay, let me get. I'm gonna close off on this actually. Let me get. Actually, I could just get Jeremiah 50. When you do these, a whole bunch of scriptures pop up in your head, and that's what it is, man. So you gotta link it up with the what's going on with the signs of the times. Okay, Jeremiah 50:1. The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Madarach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces, and America is the modern day Babylon. For out in the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. And in Ezekiel 38, it talks about the company of the nations. It talks about the land of Gog and Magog, Russia. It talks about the Persians and his company of nations coming up, rising up to come against him. Now, there's going to be casualties on both sides, you know, because like I said, that's going to be the end of this whole power structure. And then to top it off, when America's destroyed, them nations are still going to be out there, but then the Lord's just going to come and take them out with ease. You know, there's a whole 2nd Esdras 13, the Lord's going to take them out with ease, bruv. So there's, you know, you people, man, you hear running around, you know, loving this place when the Lord's coming back to level it. And all you people that get mad at us, you watch the videos, you get mad or whatever, mate. You got to really be thinking about what's the Lord going to do when he comes back. That's what we're trying to show you. This ain't about men. This is about, we're telling you what Yahweh Shemel Shai, but Shomer Kadash is getting ready to do, bro. So you better be ready for that, man. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna close it out. It was a quick vid, just to go into some scriptures based on the fact that we're in the time of World War III. You know, and it's always good to do videos, link it with the articles and stuff, because that even, you know, that's you watching for the signs of the times, man. Because now's the time. That's why you watch the news and stuff. That's like most of the things that you're gonna see in there. You know, the chip. Let's not forget the RFID. You know, the mark of the beast, the main prophecy. You know, one of the major prophecies. Let's not forget that. Okay? So with that, anyway, I'm going to say shalom. Stay up, brothers, yeah?